Hey, this is Todd. I'm coming to you because today I found out that a person that I knew passed from COVID complications over the weekend, and it made me think about, in a renewed way, the sort of risks that we take when we do things in this time. Now, I'm in New York City, and obviously New York at the beginning of this whole crisis had immense issues and a massive, mountain of COVID cases and deaths and all of that. And as a city, as a state, we've been able to bring that mountain to bear and, as they say, flatten the curve and do all that stuff. And in places like where this friend of mine lived in Texas are now at the forefront of where COVID is happening in the U.S. But I did see things that give me pause, and so I thought, well, I wanted just to remind folks, right, about the risks that they take. Now, this guy who passed, his name is Raul. He wasn't a gamer. I don't think he was out playing D&D games, and that's how he got sick. He doesn't play D&D. Maybe not even heard of D&D. But there was a local game shop, or I don't know if even a shop, a local game place in Brooklyn that I saw advertising for playing in-person games again. And one of the things that I saw in one of the Facebook groups where they post was that, hey, we've all got the antibodies, we've been through it, we feel okay, but if you want to wear masks, you can if it makes you feel more comfortable. And well, that's fine and good. I don't think there's really great science yet around what having antibodies mean. All these kind of things we're starting to learn more and more, and I think, just as they've put the pause on dining in the restaurants here in New York City, it seems like if you're not going to allow dining in restaurants, even though they haven't mentioned what game shops should be doing, probably playing in-person games, not the best idea. But I'm not here to tell you what to do. But what I am suggesting is that really think about the risks you're taking to do things. Now, we all take risks doing things every day. If we go to the supermarket, I live in an apartment building, I go out to check the mail or go into shared spaces in the hallways to take out the trash and all that stuff, I'm taking little risks. Each one of those is a little risk that I feel like I can mitigate through doing things like wearing masks or washing my hands. And sometimes you just say, listen, I have to take this risk because we need food for our family to eat, or because we have to take out the trash, or any other things. I don't think gaming, right, is one of those things that we should be taking these risks for. Now, obviously, it's your life. Do with it what you will. But this guy who died, he's my age, mid-40s. Not a young person, not an old person. I don't think that whatever they did, I don't think that's been any kind of contact tracing to determine what, if anywhere, they could figure out where he might have caught it from. But I think when we think about gaming, we think about something that it's not a need. And I just want to remind you that, look, it may not even be you who gets sick from one of these things. You may bring it in. It may be your wife. It may be your child. It may be your parent. It may even be someone in your building. Maybe someone you don't know that gets sick because of this. So just keep in mind when you're thinking about, hey, where I am, the rates are low, we flatten the curve, we don't want to, let's get back into gaming. Think about the ramifications of that. And think about, at the end of the day, if you ended up getting ill and being in an ICU. I saw a picture of him from over the weekend where he had the kind of ventilator set up. He needed help breathing. And I wouldn't want to be in that spot and think about, like, I was doing great until I decided to go game in person. And that's where I caught it. And now I'm potentially dying because of it. Especially something with gaming, because there are so many online alternatives to playing. You don't have to give up gaming in this time. That's one of the great things about this moment in which we live from a technology standpoint, is you can game from your couch, you can game from your laptop, you can game from your iPad, just using Discord or Roll20 or Fantasy Grounds or any number of different tools. So we can get our game on and do it absolutely safely. So, seeing somebody die like this that I know, in fact, it's the first person I really know who's died. It's obviously a mortality check for me, but I wanted to think, well, what kind of positive message, or what kind of message can I do this to, not just to make it something of sadness, but think of, what can I be thankful for? Thankful for knowing them. They were a real larger-than-life character. What kind of message can I glean for myself? Is just, my family, we've done a good job being safe, and we've thankfully been enabled to be safe. And I just think to pass on to everybody out there who's gaming, just game safely. Think about it. Do I really need... Yes, it would be nice to play in person, but do I really need to? Okay, it's suboptimal to play online, but it's really suboptimal to catch COVID. It's really, really suboptimal to end up in the hospital. And of course, the most suboptimal thing is dying from it, or causing somebody that you know or love to die from it. Heck, or even causing a stranger to suffer for it. So, rest in peace, Raul. Even though I hadn't seen you in a long time, I always have great memories of just the different kind of adventures and things that he would get into and tell us about when we had all those fun sort of just group hangout sessions. So I will miss the possibility that could happen again in the future. And if there's something that maybe we can just glean from it, it's just stay safe, play safe, stay healthy, and game on. Talk to you later.